Hey everyone, welcome back to more Dawn of War. We're on mission 10.
I first met the librarian Isidore Achios when I was still a battle brother with no men at my command. Over 30 years in service, and I had not even attained veteran status. I had seen the power of the librarians and their neophytes, but none who wielded the kind of raw power, ability, and will that Isidore possessed. In battle, I discovered that these traits were matched only by his knowledge and wisdom. He was truly a great man. He will be missed. Now I go to destroy the traitorous individual who inhabits Isidore's form. Emperor, give me strength.
Oh, new map. Interesting. Well, it's zoomed in. Chaos, chaos, chaos. Imperial Guard, the real enemy. More Imperial Guard, more chaos. And we're there. Old friend.
What news, Sergeant? The Chaos Marines retreated to this city and entrenched themselves. Whatever is to happen, will happen here.
And the good captain?
I would call him starved for vengeance. But my words are inadequate to encompass his fury.
Make ready. We have wasted enough time and suffered for it.
Agreed. But we know nothing of our enemy or his intentions. Bale was someone's pawn. Sindri, he called him.
Sindri is not my concern. Isidore is. He has fallen, and he will find me at his doorstep.
Now you know the full weight of my original concerns. I must admit, I was surprised that it was Isidore who succumbed.
I know. You suspected me.
It takes either steel or rot to willingly condemn your own world. Your very family to the torch. I sensed the seed of chaos in your midst, and you seemed too eager to uncover this planet's secrets. But I was so certain the taint stemmed from you that I failed to notice its true source in Isidore. I was wrong, Captain.
We will discuss the matter another time, Inquisitor. For now, we have an enemy who demands our ministrations.
You allowed me to take the stone. You were true to your word, and for that, you are a fool. Better I keep the maledictum with me. You are too weak to stomach its gifts. And now, I will use its power to destroy you.
Lord Bale was likewise foolish in believing me defenseless, believing himself in control.
Make it stop!
The orcs thought more of their abilities than they did of me. But I relied on their arrogance at my benefit alone.
Please!
You, however, you hold promise. And for that, I should let you die before you prove too great a threat. But I have invested too much effort into you. And had you a century to prepare, it would still be too late to stop me from achieving my glory. Now I must prepare. Attend to the captain's demise, if you are capable.
What makes you think that I will do your bidding?
You have little choice. Your captain is quite tenacious. You more than anyone know that. You will have to deal with him, and that benefits me. Oh, and thank you for delivering the maledictum.
You cannot abandon me now!
Oh, but I can, and I do. At least I leave you in good company. Now, prove yourself worthy. Go, spill the blood of those who were your brothers. Spill the blood. Blood for the Blood God.
Well, this got interesting.
Objective mark.
Yes, most beneficent one.
Alright, power is a good start.
I will do your
Let's see what the objectives are. Alright, basically destroy everything. Alright, we can do that. There is a lot on this map as well. Let us get a servitor. More space marines.
We are the Emperor's chosen.
Beware the alien. The heretic.
Okay, so I haven't really
what is your will.
messed around on this level yet, so I don't really know what to expect.
With all due haste.
I feel like the audio's a little loud. Allow me to quickly adjust that. Oh no, it's pretty low. Huh. If you think the audio is too loud, please leave a comment down in the comment sections below. Thank you.
Mission accomplished.
Okay, well I hardly touched it. Let's see if we can get you guys over there.
Marine
Today
squad
the enemy
deployed.
shall know fear.
Alright, so again,
Yes, Lord.
the plan is resources, always resources.
I shall obey.
I am prepared.
Okay, I'll leave you two for base defense. Or I guess you 5 more accurately.
Awaiting orders.
You can crap these crap. Oh no. Cap these early requisition points. And upgrades as always. I think this is where we need to get to. Yeah, this looks like the place where we need to go to kill him. So what's the game plan? It looks like we don't have very many resources here. Like, I think these are basically free. So we'll grab them.
Fear denies.
In the meantime, though,
Initiating attack
we can start...
protocol 23 for the Emperor.
I was going to say, we can start prodding their defenses to see what they have.
For the Imperial.
But I'm wondering if that will be a risky play, because if they have, like, say, that Bloodthirster, I think that's what it's called, we're going to be in for a bad time if he comes over. And we'll get one more power generator, and in the meantime, we need to start doing some stuff.
He who stands with me shall be.
Okay, so you guys can be squad 1.
Follow me into battle.
You guys will be squad 2.
I am ready to
We
pass
stand
judgment.
ready. Fear denies.
Okay,
The enemies of the Emperor.
so we'll see how well this goes. Oh, our base.
For the honor of the chapter. The Emperor protects.
Okay, so you guys will go back to defend.
Under fire.
Wow, they do crazy damage. Okay, that's one. No, I don't really want to lose that. There you go, that's good, that's good.
The enemy must be nearby.
Repair this.
He who stands with me shall be my brother.
I await your instructions.
Oh, no, they lost servitor. That's probably forfeit.
Beware.
And we get a bullet turret for sure.
My command. Attack.
Uh,
My aim shall
so we're gonna lose the listening post, I think.
be Emperor.
But in the meantime, we can
Faith is my shield.
clear them out.
My aim shall not fall.
We might be able to save the listening post. I don't think the cultists do a lot of damage.
Faith is my shield.
We need a heavy bolter turret for sure. And we should probably tech up if we can. Oh, okay.
Taking heavy fire.
You might be wondering why I go to build something and then I just give up on building it. It's because sometimes for some reason I'll start trying to build something and then they'll just say, no, you can't do that.
We stand ready.
Okay, those possessed marines. Oh, okay, that explains a lot.
I command in the name of the Emperor.
I understand why they do so much damage now. It's because they have been labeled as doing so much damage. Where is he?
What's your order?
On alert, brothers. The enemy must be nearby.
Direct us to the enemy.
Wow, they're getting torn up here.
Faith is our shield.
Oh, and Raptors too.
Orders received. Heresy grows behind us.
Okay, so this Space Marines are broken. I'm wondering if we should send you guys down here too.
Praise the Emperor.
Yeah, because we're bleeding a lot here trying to fight them.
I await your instructions. I shall
Here,
obey.
you
I exist to serve.
repair this.
Here to serve.
Build another heavy bolter turret.
Build routine 721 initiated.
Oh,
The Emperor protects.
okay, you guys need to get out of there. Oh, this is bad, man. This is very bad.
This day shall be a glorious one.
Alright, if we can actually upgrade this as well, we're going to be in a better spot for sure.
The Emperor protects.
Yeah, this is, I was going to say, this is what I mean by poking the hornet's nest a little bit too early. This happens for me frequently in campaign missions, especially in StarCraft 2.
Today, the
But for this is more, I didn't even do anything. They came over and started bugging me. So we need more static defense, I think. Just protect our investments. I would like to tech up to tier 2 as well, but I don't think we really can. More possessed marines, that's bad for us.
on alert, brothers. The enemy must be near.
We'll build a heavy bolter turret, so hopefully this helps a little bit.
The Emperor protects. On alert, brothers. The enemy must be nearby.
Yeah, I think this is going already better for us.
While the enemy
Yeah, that having the turret makes a huge difference. Alright, in the meantime, where is our other servitor? Here he is. Build a listening post on this, because again, we need more requisition.
All due haste.
my faith.
And I'm actually willing to go over there and see if we can't grab stuff from here.
Yes, Lord.
Now that we have a couple of turrets in place, I'm more willing to go out and see what we can do. What's this do? Range accuracy? That's fine. Maybe not the upgrade we are looking for, but it's still better to have that than nothing at all.
None can stand before the
We should probably bring our inquisitorial friend as well,
He who stands
but I'd rather have him there just in case they go attack him. Or at least try and attack their strategic point.
Yes, Lord.
Alright, so let's
by my command.
go cap this.
Follow me into battle.
Oh, okay, I was like, I'm looking at this, like, where are the Space Marines? But here they are. Okay, we should also look to tech to tier 2. That'd be quite solid.
Lord.
The Emperor
Alright,
protects.
what have we got here? Just cultists being cultists.
While the enemies
Okay, so cultists aren't intimidating at all. They just don't do any damage. They're pushovers, really.
today the enemy shall know.
And here you are. So we're going to have you build another listening post as well.
I await your
Build a
instructions.
bolter turret.
With all due haste.
There should be sufficient for now to give us some defense.
The Emperor protects.
Oh, and the relics right there too. That's actually pretty good for us.
This day shall be a glorious one for the Imperium.
Okay, that's upgraded. He's building that. Yeah. I think I actually rather go for here.
On alert, brothers. The enemy must
Alright.
be nearby.
Build your listening post. Alright, we should probably look into more power generators. See, the problem is I don't want to get more than 2 servitors because they eat supply, right? They cost 1 supply, so I don't want to have too many builders because come endgame, I'd rather have that squad of Space Marines than, say, the servitors. Although I guess what I could do is I could buy a servitor and then I could just go sack them
On
shortly.
alert, brothers. The enemy must be
But I don't want to do that. That is a technical waste of resources.
Yes, Lord.
Oh, here we go. Perfect.
Yes, Lord.
So we're going to be a little bit power starved, I think. Yeah, we will be.
At your command, we are the Emperor's chosen.
What would you have me do?
Okay, so get out of there. There we go. Build a heavy bolter turret as well. I don't think there's a cap on how many bolter turrets we can have, but I think it's still something to be aware of. And we need power generators. Here, I mean, Traitor Isidore captured a relic. Uh-oh. I don't know if that means anything. So in a multiplayer game, I would be definitely a little bit more concerned, because that would imply, okay, they can start fielding more dangerous units. Whereas for here, it's like, I think the AI is just scripted to have,
I await your instructions.
I'm trying to think how I want to put this.
I exist to serve.
I think their army is set, regardless of what they have or don't have.
While the enemies of the Emperor
And we should make you into a heavily fortified position add-on. Okay, we definitely need more power. Yeah, see, we can't even afford this, so...
Here to serve. I exist to serve.
How much do electricity does this need? 75, yeah, okay, so we need more power, actually.
Yes, Lord.
Which he can give us. Where are we going to build this, though?
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord.
I almost think we should build it here.
By the Emperor, what foul demon has he summoned? To me, brothers. Let us send this
That's
back
bad.
where it belongs.
That's really not good. This is gonna suck for us. So actually, we should bring over our Inquisitor friend. This needs to finish. Oh, this is bad.
The Emperor protects.
Okay, finish, please. There you go.
On alert, brothers. The enemy is
Whoa, okay, that was an interesting sync kill. We're probably gonna lose this then. That's bad for us.
Yes, Lord.
Let's upgrade this while we can.
I await your instructions.
Uh,
I will be your anti-ally.
man, we might have went a little bit too heavy on the economy. Again, I feel like this is a recurring theme for me.
Yes, Lord.
Build a heavy bolter here.
7 to 1 initiate.
I mean, at least we had... Oh, dear.
We stand ready.
Alright, get out.
Moving out. Orders received. Ever vigilant.
While the enemies of the Emperor still draw breath.
We need to get the Force Commander back there so he can, fight this, demon. See, it's a good thing that we get the, it's a good thing that we get the commanders like this, and they keep, respawning. Otherwise, this would be, we would basically be dead here. Get out. Don't fight this. Wow, he just kicked him. I'm very impressed by this game. Even though it's like, it's old, but it's like, looks like it's had a lot of care put into it.
Today, the enemy shall be fear.
Alright, we'll build more power generators, get them out of the way.
Initiate a tactical withdrawal.
My fate is ocean waters. The Emperor protects.
They're capping that.
Shall not falter.
The bombs.
I am he who stands with the master. By my command, attack. This day shall
Cool.
be glorious.
Oh, they capped that. Buggers. We need to repair this as well. Where's the servitor? Here he is.
As you wish.
Okay, so repair this. Actually, and this should be a fortified add-on as well. Oh. Oh, my eye.
Ever vigilant.
Need to cap this. Can we get more Space Marine upgrades? Sorry, my eye's going off like the record right now. It's like, ah! I think I got a little bit of dust in it or something. Oh, there you go. A rare glimpse of me without my glasses. I cannot see without my glasses. I am, I think minus 4.75 in each eye, which is very bad. I mean, there's people out there who have worse vision than I do. But it's like, no matter where you go, you can always... I was gonna say, you can always find someone with worse vision, which is very,
Heresy grows from idleness. Taking heavy
what's the
fire.
word? I have these ideas in my head, and I want to portray them accurately, but I lack the sufficient knowledge to do so. Repair this. Also, having two bolters here is a very good idea.
Yes, most beneficent.
And build another power generator here, or plasma. Here's fine. We should put more turrets here, though, just in case.
On alert, brothers.
We can also start looking at vehicle upgrades as well. And to spend more of our power.
The Emperor protects.
And actually, if we can, we should build another turret. I'd be up for that. Yeah, just have a bunch of turrets at the front. Because I think this is where they're going to keep attacking. So if we build a bunch of static defense and they keep attacking into it, oh, I'm all for that.
Still draw breath, there can be no
And this is finished. Good.
Yes, most beneficent one.
Oh, we can get increased requisition. Actually, we should build...
Yes, most beneficent
Alright, here's what we'll do.
I shall obey.
Build a listening post, and you can... He's still building this.
I await your instructions.
I think he builds another one as well. Cool, this is going over pretty well, actually. We don't need to spend more requisition. I mean, we're going to do so anyways. I'm more interested in spending my power. I think what I was trying to say before about, oh yeah, there's always its own force eyesight. I think what I really want to say is that no matter what you do in life, typically speaking, there's going to be someone who's better than you. Which, for the sake of an argument, let's say like better is clear cut and a concise concept that, you know, is not arbitrary. Some of you might not think that anyways, but I'm now trying to explain that later too. But to give an example, let's just say I play StarCraft, right? And I think it's not unreasonable to assume that there's people out there who are better at StarCraft than I am. That makes sense, and I think everyone would agree with that. But it keeps going up the, you know, the ladder, so to speak. So let's say person A is better than me at StarCraft than I am. But then there's this person B who's better than person A. And so on and so forth. We keep following this train of logic to the point where we get to the best person in the world. Like, for the sake of the argument, let's just assume that they exist. We need to take an artifact, so we will build one. We will build it here? Yeah. So we have like this best person in the world. And at that point you can say, okay, there's no one better than him. Because he is the best person in the world. That's fine. We should probably look into getting plasma weapons. 2 available. We'll start working on that pretty soon.
Yes, my lord.
We can get another... We can get another Space Marine squad too. But even though there might be someone who's better at me than StarCraft, it's easy to get hung up on one particular attribute that they have. So, for example, someone might be better than me at StarCraft. We're gonna build another turret here, just because, I mean, he got attacked with the Daemon Host, or the Bloodthirster the other time, which sucked. So the person might be a better StarCraft player than me, but I might be a better cook than they are, right? Like, you can't... Well, you can't get hung up on these individual attributes, but I think it's a more honest comparison to look at a person as a whole. So someone might be better at StarCraft than me, might be a better cook, but I might be a better biker. I might be... I might read a little bit more of them. And so on and so forth. Does that necessarily make one person better than another? No, and that's something I want to be careful about too, is like, I don't think you should be like, oh, I'm better than this person. Like, it's not... Life isn't a competition, so you should do you and not worry about the rest. And furthermore, we need the machine call. We'll build it over here, actually. Ooh, look at that. Music. I like the music in this game. This is... I think this is sufficiently defended. We'll build one more, though, just in case. So you do you. Don't worry about the others, but I don't think we live in a world where one person's better than the other anyways. Like, I think we're all just human beings living in this world.
He who stands with me
Just,
shall be.
I was gonna say struggling to survive, but some of us are absolutely struggling to survive. Make no mistake. Some of us are playing video games, like Dawn of War, and just enjoying the ride. Can we get this? No, we need the machine call. Alright.
Taking heavy fire.
Praise the Emperor. None can
Okay, this is squad 2.
he who stands with me shall be my brother.
And this is what I mean by better is kind of arbitrary anyways. So someone might be better at me at StarCraft,
By my command.
Stand ready.
but then if you think about it, what does that really mean? To be better at StarCraft? And that's why for better, like as the word, that's... You have to really break it down, because I think better by itself doesn't actually have a whole lot of meaning. Because, like, okay, someone's better at me in StarCraft. What does that actually mean? Most people would take that to be like, okay, if we played games of StarCraft against each other, they would probably take more games off of me than I would take off of them. I think that's a very reasonable interpretation. But better only had that definition when I actually said, you know, this means that they'll take more games off of me than I would off of them.
Yes, Lord.
Right? And so for something that's more ambiguous, let's say like cooking, let's just say I'm a better cook than person X. What does that actually mean? And then I think if you really break it down, it's like, okay, well, I might be better at cooking some dishes than others. Like, I might cook dishes 1, 2, and 3 better than person X, but person X can cook dishes A, B, and C better than I can. But then, even so, what does that mean? Does that mean, like, they taste better? But it's like, what do you mean by taste better? Which would probably at that point mean, like, the person who enjoys gets more satisfaction out of eating them. But
Area secure.
why do they get that satisfaction out of eating it? Is it because the texture is smooth on their tongue? Is it because it has like a sharp flavor? Like, what does it mean? And that's why, like, we use better generally all the time, and like it makes sense, you know. I'm not gonna say, oh yeah, better's super abstract, but I think the point I want to make is that, good grief, that was a mistake. I think the point that I want to make was that the more you break it down,
He who stands with me shall be my brother.
the more ambiguous it becomes.
Yes, most
So next time you say, hey, this is better than that, I think a good exercise would be, what do you actually mean by this? So again on YouTube, not again on YouTube, but let's say we consider YouTube as an example. Let's say someone is, quote-unquote, a better content creator than another person. What does that mean? Does that mean that they put more work into their thumbnails? Does that mean that their commentary is more enjoyable? But then that's the whole thing, is better is even subjective anyways. So if we look at my thumbnails, I like to do goofy faces for my thumbnails, whereas I've seen people, they do thumbnails where it's like it's very clear and just to the point. Does that mean they have better thumbnails, or do I have better thumbnails? And at that point, it becomes a, you know, a matter of taste. Like, what do you want from their thumbnails? We can do this. Like, some people might prefer the faces on the thumbnails. Others might be like, no, I want a simple thumbnail. Is either party wrong for having different preferences? No. Like, part of the beauty of this world and the people in it is that we all have different tastes and preferences, but that doesn't necessarily mean that any one of us is wrong.
Praise the Emperor. I am.
It's just a different stylistic preference or choice. Like, there's nothing wrong with it, because you can't really have right or wrong. Like, I don't think there's a right way or a wrong way to do things. So even in the case of, like, say, thumbnails, I don't think there's a right way to have thumbnails done, because, like, it's preference. Like, I would do my thumbnails in a way that I'm happy with them. But that does that mean that they're good thumbnails? No. Some people probably don't like my thumbnails at all. Whereas I've had comments from people like, yeah, like, your thumbnails are funny. They think it's funny, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're in the right. And you might say, well, okay, like, obviously, the more people that think the same, that gives it weight to whether or not something's right or wrong. And I've mentioned this before, just because a lot of people think something is right or wrong, doesn't actually mean that it's right or wrong. And that's kind of my rant about right or wrong. I don't know how I got on this rant in the first place, but here it is. Alright, and we'll get more heavy bolter turrets. I don't want to lose this at all. We're gonna get 4 land raiders because we can. Because we can't do that in later games. So I want to make a point of doing it now. Because the other games try and do things like balance. Oh, how dare they. This is really bugging me.
None can stand before the Inquisition.
This day shall be a glorious one for the Imperium.
Okay, so...
Apothecary ready. At your command. Ever vigilant. Orders received. Apothecary ready.
None can stand.
There you go. Okay, I want the commander in the first position.
Still draw breath, there can be
Alright.
peace.
What are your needs?
I am ready to pass judgment.
Okay, so what we'll do is we'll split up the apothecaries. 2 for each
Requires my aid.
commander.
Apothecary here. Who requires my aid? Objective
And
received.
here we go.
All
Grab
shall
you.
be forever remembered as the Emperor's finest. Who requires
Here you
my
go.
aid?
That's good. Fill another heavy bolter turrets. Okay, more land raiders. And you can start building a listening post.
My faith.
So we're doing clean house, and we might just do beeline to the relic. I think that's the best way to go about it.
None can stand before the Inquisition.
Oh, and we should also get the plasma weapons too. That'd be really smart.
I am ready to pass judgment.
Did we not get the Inquisitor yet? By Inquisitor I meant apothecary.
On alert, brothers. The enemy must be
What are your
nearby.
needs?
I await your
Oh,
instructions.
is that done? Yeah, it is.
Taking haste. What are your needs?
And we need more. Oh,
Here to serve.
oh, he's almost done. Good.
I await your instructions.
These cultists are pretty embarrassing, actually.
Today the enemy shall know fear.
All right.
Space Marines, advance. Emperor protects.
I am ready to pass judgment.
All right. What else? Do we get 2 armories? We did. Whoops. Double upgrades, I suppose, then. I had more Space Marines. More Land Raiders. Because I see no reason not to get more Land Raiders. More of this, and that's fine.
Praise the Emperor.
And I think we'll keep you here, actually. Whoops.
I await your instructions.
That's fine.
Yes, Lord.
And actually, I like to build more heavy bolters. Here.
On alert, brothers.
And start upgrading you.
On alert, brothers. The enemy must be
Plasma. Here we go. So we went from the point where like I was struggling for resources to now it's like we're tripping in them and I can't do anything about it.
My faith is my shield.
More Space Marines.
Marine squad.
How many more squads coming forward?
What would you have me do?
Direct us to the
We can
The enemies of the
definitely
Emperor
afford to get a
still
couple
draw
more.
breath.
I think we'll keep the Land Raiders to a separate control group. What's going on here? Oh, look at that. He found a building.
Yes, Lord.
Build another bolter turret. Oh, dear. Okay, we need to start going over there then.
The Emperor protects.
Okay, so we've been lollygagging, I think, for a little bit too long. Okay, we need to have these guys come over here then. Alright.
We stand ready.
Alright, so let me see.
Shall be a glorious one for the Imperium.
Alright.
Follow me into battle. I am prepared.
Alright, cool.
My fate is
Make sure these guys are all ready.
none can stand before the
Okay, 3 Land Raiders. This should be good enough. And we have one more coming this way. We don't have great anti-vehicle. I mean, we have the Land Raiders now, so we should be okay. Good. Oh, no. The Land Raiders didn't target that. So we have to rely on the Land Raiders for our anti-vehicle, which I think that's okay. I mean, a smart thing to do would be get a couple squads of missile launcher infantry. But I'm confident we're not going to need them. Holy fudge. Okay.
The Emperor protects.
What are you doing? Get over here. Alright, so we should start wiping these people off the face of the earth.
Advance.
Alright, we need to help these people out. And by help these people, I mean my base is being attacked. This isn't great news, by the way. They launched a big attack. Alice, right before I was ready to get down to business. Okay, and we'll get another Land Raider. Cool. There we go. We had 4 Land Raiders. This is a dream. I wonder if we've lost any apothecaries. Nope, doesn't appear so. Okay, well that Lander's done work. That's a lot of Chaos Space Marines. Oh man, okay. They started playing hardball before I realized they started. I thought they would play hardball. Yeah, okay, I think it's okay. So, I know I'm getting a lot of plasma weapons. And I think this is attributed for 2 things. A, because I like to usually play the Imperial Guard, the only options for Imperial Guard infantry, as you saw before, were plasma guns or grenade launchers. And normally I would argue for such cases, the plasma guns are always better. Depends what you're fighting. So if you're doing Imperial Guard versus Orc, I would say go for the grenade launchers. But for most of the other races, they have a lot of heavy infantry. So I would say do, oh dear. I forgot what I was saying, so we're just going to stop the train of thought right there. Oh, no, we didn't lose an apothecary yet. Yeah, we need to start destroying these chaos bases. I think that's part of the objective too. Yes, they're kind of like destroy everything. And we need to start building some turrets and stuff again. So what does that mean? I think we need to start building some heavy bolters like all around the base. Although I think we won't be attacked as often because we're just gonna freaking destroy everything. Oh, we lost the apothecary. No! Apothecary, where are you?
What are your needs?
Praise the Emperor. None can stand before the Inquisition.
I'm really debating whether or not we should get Mrs. Squadron team. I think the Land Raiders are wrecking face right now, which is good news for us. And I think we do clean sweep to... Where do we go to?
By my command, attack! I am ready to pass.
Alright.
What would you have me do? Beware.
Here, actually, we'll go here. We should probably... I think there's more Chaos buildings here, so we'll check that out next.
The enemy must be near.
Did the Apothecary ever make it?
On alert, brothers. The enemy must be nearby.
Yes, he did.
My faith is my shield. I am ready to pass.
Okay, we're gonna keep shoring this thing up because this is where these teams want to come by. Which is fine. They keep attacking the, you know, base defenses. That's good for me.
None can stand before the Inquisition. None can stand before the Inquisition. He who stands with me shall be my brother.
Alright, so this is going over pretty well. I think at this point we've hit the death ball status and we just go around and, you know, smash them into the ground. I don't think they can stop us. We've hit that point where we're unstoppable. Let's kill this door too while we're thinking about it. I think honestly doing all Land Raiders and like no dreadnoughts, I think that's been what's been very helpful. Just because like I think Land Raiders are just very powerful, which makes sense considering how they're probably the most. I was gonna say they're probably the most powerful thing that the Space Marines can field, but then I was like, well, duh. Like based on what I've said earlier, that just makes sense. I'm like, oh, they're probably the most powerful because they're probably the most powerful. That didn't really mean anything. What I meant to say is because they're the most expensive unit. And cost isn't always an indication of power, but usually in RTS games that's usually a positive indicator. 5,000 HP. You are dead, my friend. Poor Terra, and then he died.
How can I serve? The fallen apothecary remembered as the
Did we already kill him?
I am prepared.
That didn't take long. Holy.
He who stands with me shall be my brother.
And then the Apothecary.
How can I serve?
The Apothecary's been lasting a lot longer than I thought they would. And they only have 200 HP. Those guys are fragile. Land Raiders haven't really been touched at all. That's insane. And this one only took damage because he was, he had 0 support. Which, like, I mean, now that I put it this way, that makes a lot of sense why the Land Raiders haven't taken any damage. Because I think they outranged the Space Marines. So naturally, they're not the ones soaking up the damage, it's the Space Marines. Which, I mean, Space Marines are cheaper to reinforce than the Land Raiders, so I'm fine with that.
This day shall be a glorious one for the Imperium.
He's just chasing them down. Look at him go. What a war hero.
On alert, brothers. The enemy must be nearby.
And I'm thinking there's more... We just need to find all their bases, really, and just go, you know, crush them.
By my command, I am ready to attack.
So this is probably like... this looks like a base.
This day shall be a glorious one for the Imperium. Today the enemy shall know fear.
So we'll charge right into there. Okay. So, about the Warhammer lore, I've mentioned this before, but there's so much Warhammer lore that it's hard to take a starting point and roll with it. Like, I think you guys already got the premise well enough by just like viewing this game. Assuming that you started the first video and you've made it all the way over to here, you guys probably have a decent idea as to, oh, this is what Warhammer's all about.
This day shall be a glorious one. I am prepared.
Oops. Oh, that was bad.
Space Marines, advance. Today the enemy shall not fear. The enemy must be nearby. I am prepared.
Okay, I guess you're Control Group 2 as well now.
The Emperor protects. I am ready to pass judgment.
And I wonder if there's more bases over here. Yeah, that looks like a good spot for bases.
My faith is my shield. None can stand before the Inquisition.
Alright. This is good, this is good.
By my command.
So, I think what I'll talk about a little bit is like the Traitor Legions. So how these Space Marines fall from grace. Like, what necessarily happened. So, probably the best starting point is, if you're curious, is you should look up the Horus Heresy. Like, that's basically where it all began. Scratch, scratch, scratch.
None can stand before the Inquisition.
And I think if you're really curious about Warhammer, you can check the Lexicana, but also, like, play the games and read the books. Like, there's a lot to take in, but you can do what I did, where it's like, you know, this was my first introduction to Dawn of War. But if you just, like, expose yourself to more of the media, like, eventually you'll start to understand, oh, this is what it's all about. But basically, this all started with the Horus Heresy, in which it took place in the year 30,000. And, long story short, the Imperium of Man had a bunch of, what they called Primarchs, which were basically, like, a Space Marine of a Space Marine. So you know what a Space Marine is compared to a regular person? So, in case you haven't picked it up yet, like, Space Marines are superhumans who wear, like, this power. Like, I mean, these are the Space Marines, right? And they're far above regular people. There we go, that's what I was looking at. But a Primarch is much higher than a Space Marine. Like they're what a Space Marine is to a human. I think that for the Primarchs.
Today the enemy shall know fear.
So one of the Primarchs, Horus, to make a long story short, basically what ended up happening is that he fell under the influence of one of the Chaos Gods, or like believed one of the lies that they were telling him, and he was like, okay, screw the Emperor, we're gonna overthrow him. And I think we need to attack here. And eventually, like, he waged war against the Imperium, and he lost, but then we have all these traitor legions that we have today. And you might be thinking, wait, there's more of these guys? Yeah, absolutely. So, one thing to explain, too, is that there are multiple different chapters of Space Marines, and... Did I say chapter? Is it chapters? I don't think chapter is the word I'm looking for. But there's several different kinds of Space Marines. So, for example, there's the Blood Ravens. Oh, did we lose this? Okay, so they're capping things left, right, and center. Oh, because I haven't been paying attention. We should probably head back home then. So we need to, yeah, we need to go protect our stuff. So there's like, yeah, I think they're called chapters, and I feel like I should know this. And apologies if I'm making some people cringe right now.
While the enemies of the Emperor still
we're in trouble.
Follow me into battle.
But this doesn't even begin to even like start to cover like how many different Oh dear. They tore through that immediately. That is really bad. Man, if we lose this, I'm gonna be really disappointed. Out of panic, we're gonna quickly try and construct more turrets. Some of the Space Marines are getting hoops. There you go, we just need to distract them. I think that was the servitor who's crying out. Oh boy. We're gonna lose our chapel barracks. We went on quite the warpath before we got stopped. And likewise, while there's a lot of like loyalist Space Marine chapters, there's just as many traitor legions. So this was Alpha Legion, there's World Eaters, there's the Black Legion, etc. The list goes on. So you might be thinking, okay, so sure they tried to betray the Imperium, but why are they like demon worshippers? Like, where'd this happen? Well, basically, we should repair this. Basically, there's 4 Chaos Gods, which are think of them as Satans. So there's 4 different Satans, but they're the Chaos Gods. So one would be Khorne, so he's the Blood God, which I think you guys probably pieced together some of this as well when, like, just again watching the game. There's like, okay, there's the different Chaos Gods. There's Khorne, Slaanesh, Tzeentch, and Nurgle, and they all represent different aspects. So, for example, Khorne represents like war, fighting, blood for the blood god, skulls for the skull throne. That's what he's all about. And the other thing too is I'm giving you guys a very, a very oversimplified version of like Warhammer lore. Like, there's a lot more to it than just, oh yeah, these are the gods. Like, excuse me. Sorry, I have the hiccups right now, and it's hurting, man. But if you do more reading into it, which I encourage you to do if you're interested. If you're not really that interested, that's fine. Like, it's a huge universe. But, like, read into it. Like, so I briefly talked about Khorne. Like, Khorne's, like, he's pretty straightforward, but there's a little bit more to him than just that. Nurgle's all about, like, plagues and stuff like that. Z's, like, he's basically the Plague Master. Tzeentch is all about planning, and like he's like the chess master. Again, like gross oversimplifications of these Chaos Gods. And Slaanesh is all about like new experiences and pleasure. And something to keep in mind, which is really interesting, at least for me, is that the Chaos Guard, Chaos Gods aren't inherently evil. They just are. They're kind of like forces of nature, but because of like the human perception, like, you know, people in the Warhammer 40k universe perceive them to be malicious forces, or malevolent forces. That was a word, sorry, I feel like I butchered that one. But they're not inherently evil, but that might be more of the reason that, oh yeah, good and evil don't really exist. This is a good fight. I like this fight. Where is the rest of the bases? I think we're doing a good job of cleaning them up, though. We should also do more defenses. And by do more defenses, I mean we should build more stuff up. We should repair this. Do we have any more servitors? I'm not entirely sure that we do. Oh, here we go. Yeah, this is gonna be a long episode too. I mean, I think it's just because there's so much ground to cover.
This day shall be a glorious one.
4 Land Raiders was probably the best decision I've ever had. Oh, there it is. There's another stronghold.
He who stands with me shall be my brother.
Cool. Get rid of this. I can't believe I missed that, though. That's funny. Which also might mean that these sneaky buggers tried to build more buildings if they have the strongholds up. And also, too, like, if you have questions about Warhammer lore, feel free to leave a comment section. Leave a comment section down in the comments. Leave a comment below. Like, I'll do my best to answer them, but if you're interested, like, just also, like, Google search Lexicanum or what have you. That's a good jumping in point. Or read the books. I personally enjoyed the books as well. And if you start reading the Horus Heresy books, that might give you a better understanding of what that was than, you know, anything that I could say to you. And again, it's a very, like, I don't think I can do justice to explain, like, how big the Warhammer 40k universe is. I would like argue to the point where it's like, let's say if you think of Harry Potter, you might have like, okay, you know how big like Harry Potter might be as a universe. Like, it's got like 7 books, it's got the movies or whatever. I would argue that Warhammer beats the snot out of Harry Potter in terms of size of scale, like how much lore and stuff there is in there. Whether or not it's better quality, up to your discretion. Some people are definitely gonna like Harry Potter more than Warhammer 40k. I can't imagine that the audiences of Harry Potter and the audiences of Warhammer 40k, I'm sure there's some overlap. Don't think there's a lot. One's about one's a preteen novel series about wizards going to school at a magical school. One's Warhammer 40k. Like, it's, I'd say there's quite a bit of a difference. Right now we're cleaning up the rest of the buildings. I don't think there's much left to do here.
The enemy is attacking. What are your needs?
I think having squads messes up the pathfinding a little bit, because I mean these guys just ran right to them, and then they started, you know, letting themselves get smacked up a little bit. I'm a little bit sad that I put all these guys into one control group. It was something I wanted to avoid, but things happen to all of us. Things happen to all of us. What, like, a tautological statement is that? Like, oh yeah, things happen. Thanks, Tips. I think, you know, what I should have said is that, hey, we're human. We all mess up every now and then. There we go. Ta-da. Perfect sentence structure. Why is it perfect sentence structure? I'm not even talking about sentence structure right now. You can tell I've been recording for a while because I feel like my commentary does like a nosedive of coherentness. Like, I think it's happening right now. I'm saying phrases or sentences more accurately, and then I analyze those sentences, and I'm like, that doesn't make sense. Whereas I think normally for commentary, like, I'll start and I'll be like, okay, I'll say something. If it doesn't make sense, I think I just keep rolling. But now I'm just like, look,
While the enemies of the Emperor still draw breath, I am free.
So we've cleaned out most of the map. I'm trying to think where else our little friends can be. Oh, is this where they are at? Oh, it's this whole other side of the map. I did not realize this. No wonder. I'm like, oh, we decap things. There's this whole other side of the map that I just forgot about.
This day shall be a glorious one for the Imperium.
Good grief. Okay, no wonder that's where the attacks came from. I'm going to cut out this middle section. Oh, dear. Okay, well, I'll give like a couple seconds and I'll come back, so. Oh.
Walk softly and carry a big gun. I am ready for my judgment.
That explains so much. Okay, well, at least we solved the mystery. There's gonna be some interesting ads for this one.
While the enemies of the Emperor still
Okay.
draw breath,
Here we go.
while the enemies of the Emperor still draw breath, there can be no peace. My faith is my
There we go. We found some buildings. Yay!
My faith is my shield. Today the enemy
And do we have another Land Raider coming? We do.
he who stands with me shall be my brother.
Alright, so I need to timestamp it? Okay, so I know what this happens.
Beware the alien.
I am ready to pass judgment.
Beware the alien.
See, now it's like I've actually found them, and now it's like, okay, what do we say now we found them? It's like now the commentary hits a standstill, whereas before, when I was looking for them, I was tending to be like, okay, yeah, we're gonna still talk about things. Didn't happen. Come on, Land Raider, blaze. This is probably their primary base too. I feel a little foolish for not seeing it. Although I blame the minimap because I was looking in like the box, right, like here, along there. Whereas this is part of the problems of like my setup as well. Like the minimap doesn't scale properly, so I'm like, there's this whole area that I'm not looking at. Because I like, it's like, oh, it's outside the borders, like it doesn't exist. It's like, no, it's still there. Oh, that's silly. Really makes a lot of sense, though. Good grief. Okay, well, not like shame for myself. The problem is, I'm wondering to myself, oh, how am I going to cut this? But it's weird if I talk about it now. It's like when you guys get to the video, you either know that A, I've cut it, or B, that I haven't. I'll cut out a few minutes though, probably like 5, because I'm like, oh, I'm derping around for a bit. I think the audience will appreciate that. If you do, leave a comment down in the comment section below. Alright, well, this makes our job easier. Oh, there's a strategic point down there, too. Good grief. Okay, well, hopefully this doesn't happen on the last mission. Down it goes. Man, I have things stuck in my mouth, my teeth. I don't know about you guys, but it really bugs me when I have things stuck in my teeth. I was eating some popcorn and I have some like kernels stuck in my teeth. Not pleasant. That's like, as far as like trivial peeves go, or things that bug me on a very small scale, things stuck in my teeth is way up on that list. Like, it's not even like that bad. It's not like you have a sore throat or something, or like you stub your toe. It's just like, I know it's there now. I'm gonna like trying to get it out of my tongue until either I succeed or I die trying. Not that I think I'm gonna die trying to remove this kernel from my mouth, but hey, you never know. Where are they firing at? I have nary an idea. I think this army is just it too. Once you get rid of the army, we're gonna be set.
Today the enemy shall know fear.
Are those tendrils? Man, look at that. That's lovely.
While the enemies of the Emperor still
We did it! Awesome. Take some time.
You are a fool, Gabriel. You know you are no match for me.
Of all my brothers, why you? You were stronger than this.
I am stronger than you ever imagined. I can feel the universe tremble at my approach. Even the gods know my name.
No one will remember you, traitor. I will see to that.
pathetic. You were great once, before doubt addled your will. Before you rendered judgment on Cyrene. Before you murdered the innocent and guilty, all in one stroke. You weak, sorry fool! How does it feel to have slain millions? To have betrayed your own family?
I betrayed no one. Innocents die so that humanity may live. I ended their suffering, as I will end yours.
You have beaten me. I cannot believe it. I was wrong, Gabriel. So wrong. I thought I was strong. Strong enough to control it. I wanted to use the power for good, for the Imperium. You must see that. You must give me the chance to make amends, to seek redemption.
If redemption is what you seek, then that is what I will give you. This is the fate of traitors. Remember this, and do not stray. If you do, I will be ready to render you the same service.
I got no one's making eye contact with him. They're like, nah, it's okay, man. Don't shoot us. Mission success. Cool. Well, thank you all for watching. I want to apologize. I really derped out there. I'm like, well, I don't know where they are. But, yeah. Great. Cool. See you guys in the next video. Hopefully I won't derp out next time. Bye!